Cut. Take 25. Welcome back, mathletes, to another episode of Math with Dr. Math. And word on the street is you want to know about areas and circumferences of a circle. Let's have at it. Welcome back, mathletes. So let's look at part A here. What is the area of a circle with radius 10? So whenever you begin any problem, make sure you really understand what the heck am I looking for. So I look for the question and I say, what is the area? So that's telling us I need the area formula of a circle. So here we go. Let's use it. So let's go ahead and write this down. We have the area equals pi times our radius. Do they give us the radius? Bam. So they tell us the radius is 10. So let's go ahead and plug in 10 and we're going to square that. All right. So 10 squared, 10 times 10 is 100. I'm going to rearrange things. I'm going to put pi at the end. Save it for after dinner. All right. And so this gives us our area. And what I look for is, do they tell us centimeters? Do they tell us inches? Do they tell us feet? Do they give us some type of units? They just say units. So we're going to say units squared. So this is our area. If you wanted to round, you would actually turn this pi and you just use 3.14 and multiply it. So if they wanted us to round, we'd just multiply that by 3.14 units squared. And we would end up with 314 units squared. So that would be the area of this circle with radius 10. All right, let's take a look at part B. Here we go. All right, part B. What is the circumference of a circle with the diameter of 7 units? So notice we have two choices for circumference formulas. This top one we would use if they give us the radius. This bottom one we would use if they give us the diameter. That's what the D represents. So notice in part B, they tell us the diameter is 7 units. There we go. So let's go ahead and plug this in. So we have C equals 7 times pi. Again, we're going to go with units. Because we're talking about circumference, that's just the distance. We're not finding the area, so we just leave it as units. We don't square anything. Okay, so if it was like centimeters, we would just leave it as centimeters. Again, if you want, this is our exact answer, but if you want to round this, you would use 3.14 and then just go ahead and multiply those two numbers. I'll let you do that. All right, for part C, I'm really going to let you grow. So check this out. They tell us that if the area of a circle is 121 pi square units. So notice, what is it that they just gave us? Boom, the area. They give us the area. So we know what A equals, right? And what they want to know is, what is the diameter? But wait a minute. In our area formula, can we find the diameter? Well, we can find the radius. And what you have to start to think about is, what's the relationship between the radius and the diameter? Let's take a look. All right, so I'm going to change this question because I'm actually going to want you to do part C. I'm going to pretend that they tell us the area is 81 pi centimeters squared. So I'm going to pretend this was a question. All right. So let's pretend they give us the area is 81 pi centimeters squared. So what we would do is, since that's our area, that's what we're going to plug in. And we're going to set that equal to our formula, right, of the area. All right. So doing a little bit of algebra, we'll divide both sides by pi. All right. You might be a little sad that pi is going away. All right. Those pi's cancel. And we're left with 81 equals r squared. So you're thinking, what number squared gives us 81? another way to think about this is we take the square root of both sides. I'm only going to take the positive square root because we're talking about a distance, and a distance can only be positive, like me. All right, so we take the square root of 81 and we get 9. So there you have it. The radius is 9 centimeters. But remember, I didn't want the radius. I wanted the diameter. So if I wanted the diameter, what do we do with the radius? That's right. You just multiply that by 2. So our diameter would be 18 centimeters. All right, so go ahead and use that as an example to help you with part C. If you want me to check your work, just comment below. No problem. All right, mathletes, we made it to the last question. Part D. If the circumference of a circle is 20 pi units, what is the area? All right, so a lot of stuff going on here. So let's talk about it. So they tell us the circumference. Notice, we have two formulas for circumference. They're both very helpful. One's going to help us a little faster than the other. Let's look at the ultimate goal. Our goal is to find the area. So check it out. For the area of the circle, we need the radius. So what I'm going to do is that's going to help me choose which one of these formulas to use. I'm going to use this one so I can find the radius much quicker. All right, so let's get started. So rereading this, they tell us the circumference is 20 pi units. All right, so since that's our circumference, that means that 20 pi is going to equal our formula of the circumference. So that equals 2 pi r. All right, doing some quick algebra. Let's solve for r. Divide both sides by 2 pi. All right, so we see that the pi's cancel out, and 20 divided by 2, that just leaves us with 10. All right, so these guys canceled. So right away we have our radius. And notice, now that you have that radius, now we could plug that in to our area formula. So we get the area equals pi times 10 squared. Once again, I think we've seen that problem before. So we end up with 100 pi units, and its area, don't forget to square it. All right, folks, had a good time with you. Hopefully that helped out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the love. Share this video with some of your friends because we're trying to help a lot of people here.